Hello, I know many of you don't know me, or I shall say majority. After all, why should you know even me? I am one of you, being part of 8 billion world population. That's also if we only considered accounted. So when I am being part of this 8 billion population, so I might not be a significant person, at least for you. But when I switch the point toward my side, what I think, I am also someone. You know, I also have dreams. I also have goals. I also have a life's desire, or you can say a motivation to go on. I have my own surrounding, my own self understanding, or own identity. It might be in a very fraction part, or a very minor part of your whole words, geography. But when my point is not about just talking about the world population, talking about how big of a society we have. My own point, or my main motive behind this video today is just I want to say, or I want to express what I, as a person, a single person being part of this whole society, is really. And this I am not just representing about myself. This I, you can keep yourself as you. Okay, since childhood, I remember, like, since maybe very early life, like 3 year, 4 year, I don't remember what was my first memory. So since that time to the age I am, like, you can guess, I have lived very huge life, huge life. It's not just on base of age factor or the time period. It's about my experience. There are many ups, downs. You know, there are sometimes so downtime in my life that I could not see any future. And there are sometimes, I am so hyped. I am at so high that I think I'm the most lucky person on earth. And it's not just about me, I believe. Majority of you also feel the same way. For some, this time period might be, too long. For some, it might be too not so long yet. But ultimately, this is what every single person is going through. While going through this life, we have many goals, such as you know creating a environment around us, creating a small family, maybe creating a wealth to sustain ourselves, maybe, or sometime for a worldly cause. So we all are, at least at some point, motivated in our life to do things, to pursue those goals. But sometimes there are some a very bad time in our life, or I shall say not particularly bad, but very down time in our life. At that time, we really don't get the grasp about the how society is moving. That time we forget that we are huge society of 8 billion, what I'm putting this number as currently. So that time we think, we are the center of this world. We think that this world is for us. During our downtime, we can only think about us only. I don't remember, like, when you are going through downtime, that time we have understanding totally it's all about us. We think everything is happening with me. We think everything is whatever the bad thing in the society is, I am only going through. That time our perspective about world becomes so narrow, so small, that we think we are totally suffocated under that. I know it that the downtime what I was talking about, not particularly bad. I'm not mentioning any good time, bad time. People have own understanding about. I'm saying the downtime, what we generally consider the downtime, you know, about those time I'm saying. So the more downtime we go through in our life, it narrows down the society for us, narrows down this word point of view toward us. You know, we think that we are inside so small circle, so small atmosphere, so small spare, you can say, that it becomes very hard to breathe inside that thing. But as they say, time is ultimate healer. You know, anything you go through, you remember in your past year maybe, or past few years, you might have gone through very big downtime, or something miserable happened with you. But today, when you see that thing, I know it still hurts. It still feel bad about that thing, but today you are at a way better position than you are at that particular time. So I'm not denying time being the most I shall say the most effective remedy for our any kind of hard time, any kind of you can say the pain. You give it time, it heals, or at least it cover up. Hmm? I also have gone through downtime, so I'm just keeping my point of view that you can connect yourself with the same situation maybe. So I have gone through huge competitive exam during my I shall say my full of 20s. I gave behind that exam unsuccessfully. Hmm. I know many of you might consider me loser. Sometimes I also felt myself being loser. You know, during the preparation, you give your heart, you give everything, whatever you have, but you never know the outcome. You know, you are always positive to have achieved that thing, but somewhere you lag behind. Then again, you build up yourself, you break down, you build up. It has been quite a long journey for me. I shall say it's like more than 5 years I gave behind that competitive exam unsuccessfully. Again, I'm saying unsuccessfully. So that was one of the hard time for me, very hard time. And after that, I tried many business adventure. As I said, finance is a goal. Over there also, I have seen way down. Not bad particularly. I'm saying again, I'm not judging anything as good, anything as bad. I'm saying just a downtime, where what I consider downtime is my understanding about society, or my overview about society. It narrows down to very small spare. What I call downtime. The more downtime you feel, the smaller the spare you have. It try to bring you inside the span. The more downtime, the smaller the span. It becomes very hard sometimes, to have the time. Sometimes you think that you will come out of that thing, I know, but again, majority of the time you are behind that curtain of illusion, I shall say. or the past regret, that you always constantly being pushed inside the smaller circle. So what's the solution for that? I don't know. What I'm again saying, time is the greatest healer. The best decision that time when I'm going through downtime, the best decision I can make is just stay in it. Just stay in it. Let time pass. Let time pass, stay in it. There will be a time when the smaller circle, what you were inside, it will be so small that it might not contain you anymore. That's the time when you burst out of it. You know, when you burst out of it, the circle was what I'm talking about. There is no other remedy. I know I can give you motivation, I can give you preaching, I can give you words, any remedy, but ultimately it's all on you. The downtime what I'm talking about, the smallest pair won't break until you give it time to realize your condition and finally let it shrink to that extent once it's not able to contain you. And that's the moment when you burst out of it. That is time. The time is greatest healer for that. You can say it's going through your downtime is going with a what you can say a rapid pace. It's keeping it's shrinking. With time, when time will pass, there will be a time when this pair will be so small that it might not contain you at all. So rather than yourself letting crushed under this circle, you have to keep yourself so strong at that point that it can't suppress anymore. And that's the moment where you will burst out of it. That's the time. That's the time. Okay. I hope I know it goes a little philosophical, but that's how I experienced it. I'm not saying that I'm out of that downtime or I am very successful in life, but I'm saying I'm not at that stage anymore where I was. I'm not at that stage anymore where I was, pushed to that extent. Today I compare myself with that person who was under the circle, the so small circle. I feel myself I am at bigger circle today. And it will keep going on. As I said, life is ups and downs. It's a never ever constant. You can take this with the example of market. For example, they say growth takes place in market journal. I am taking it S&P 500 and a general random whole market index. So over there they say there is constant growth, like you are getting 10% growth, 15% growth annually. But that growth is not linear growth. There is up and a down, in that moment. So it keeps going up, going down. But ultimately, when you see this, in a huge time span, you will see it's moving with a linear line. But in short period, it looks like up, down, up, down, up, down. That's how it is. Same it goes with life. Life also, when you see in a huge, a decade, maybe 2 decades, so that time you see your growth as linear growth. But when you try to restrict that line or just analyze at very small scale, maybe 1 year, 6 months, that time you might see it like huge ups and huge downs. That's what life is. In bigger spare, it's linear. Smaller spare, it's very volatile. I hope you get general understanding about what I really want to say. if I keep in context what I want to say, it is the downtime will reduce your circle. You know, the downtime will reduce your circle, and the uptime will extend your circle. But don't forget, you are always inside a circle. This circle is tied with your life. The down you go, the smaller the circle. The ups you feel, the bigger the circle. That's what life is.